Hey everybody, it's Miss Pangana Band. Guess what I'm doing today? Shh, you can't tell anybody, but I'm planning a surprise party. It's gonna be a surprise party with lots of food and fun and confetti and decorations and a bunch of Capri Suns and brisk and all my favorite drinks. I love me some water and all the juices. But I need to plan this party first. Of course, this isn't going to happen right now. We can't get together. We can't have large gatherings. We have to be safe and stay healthy. But I'm going to use this time now to plan the most amazing celebration. First thing I need to do is figure out how many tables and chairs I need for all the people I'm going to host this party for. If I know that 324 people are coming to my party and my tables each hold 8 people, how many tables do I need? I have 324 people coming and each table holds 8 people. How will I know how many people are coming? Here's what I'll do. I will draw tables, a bunch of tables, just circles, and I will label them 1 through 8, and I'll count up all the way till I get to 324. What do you think? Let's try it. Okay, so here I am. I'm going to be drawing a whole bunch of tables, right? And each one can hold 8 people. So I'm going to count out my 8 people. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to do this until I get to 324. And then I'll count how many tables I need. So, let's see, I have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So far I need 2 tables. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 3 tables so far. Oh my goodness. I need to get to 324? Are you kidding me? Boy, this is going to be rough. I wish there was a better way to figure out how many tables I would need if I have 324 people and 8 people per table. What could I possibly do to get there faster? I know what you can do. I am the math magician. Guess what? If you are trying to figure out how many tables you need for 324 people, when 8 people can fit into each table, you can just divide. What you're going to do is divide 324 people evenly among 8 people per table. And that way you'll know how many tables you need. So you're telling me that if I divide 324 by 8, then I'll get my answer and I'll know how many tables I need without having to draw and count up to 324? That's right. Well, okay, awesome. Only one problem. I don't know how to divide. Let me show you. So here we go. I'm going to teach you how to divide. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of ways to do this. First, I'm going to show you the place value sections, area model, full version, and then I'm going to take that and show you a smaller version that I like to call the baby area model. Okay, so just take whichever one makes more sense to you, and then next time I'm going to teach you how what I call the shortcut method. Okay, so first let's go over our academic language that you should know from the lesson. All right, so I have my dividend. That is my larger number that I'm going to be dividing into. Okay, so I'm going to be dividing my dividend into 8 equal parts. So 8 is my divisor. So dividend divided by divisor equals, excuse me, it does not equal sneeze, it equals quotient, which is the answer to my division problem. So I have dividend divided by divisor. Here we go. Dividend divided by divisor equals quotient. Answer. You guys, this is so important. Academic language is extremely important. Dividend divided by divisor equals quotient. We are going to divide 324 people into 8 chairs per table, and it's going to give me how many tables I need for my party. Here we go. Here are my steps to divide. Step 1 and 2 are just like our multiplication area model. We draw our area model, we label our area model. Here's where it gets different. Steps to divide. And you, of course, can't see all of my steps here. Alright, well, I will just take it up to show you. Steps to divide are here. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, bring over, regroup. Okay? Easy ways to remember these steps. Dracula must suck blood. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Or, dangerous monkeys steal bananas. Ooh. Or, dad, mom, sister, brother, or whatever helps you remember it. Just remember it. Alright, here we go. Step 1. Draw the area model. Here we go. Just like multiplication. I can do this. I can draw my area model that I just drew too long and it's out of the screen. I don't know why. But here we, ooh, yes. Beautiful area model. Not perfect. It's fine. Step 2. If my hover cam would focus. Great. Label your area model. Okie dokie. Here we go. My dividend is now going to be inside of my area model. Whoa, that's different. When I labeled my area model for multiplication, I labeled the outside. Guess what? I'm not multiplying. If you remember this problem, we multiplied 4 by 3,826, and we labeled the outside, and what did we get? We got the inside, 15,304. Guess what? If we put 15,304 inside and we divided by 4, 15,304 divided by 4, we would get, you guessed it, 3,826. So you mean to tell me that multiplication and division are inverse operations? What? Yes. Yes, they are. They are inverse operations, meaning to check the answer to one problem, you can perform the inverse operation to find and check your other problem. Also known as a fact family, which you will be practicing, but with smaller numbers. But if you saw that 15,304 was on the top, 4 and 3,826 would be on the bottom, like a map mountain. What? Just bigger numbers. So in multiplication, you multiply the outside to get the inside. In division, what do? You divide the inside by this side, outside, to get this outside. Let me show you. So my dividend is going to go inside my area model. And since it is 3 digits long, it has 3 place values. So guess what? My area model needs 1, 2, 3 place value sections. And I'm going to put my 324 all in here, my hundreds place. And my divisor is going on the side. Then I'm going to see how many hundreds, how many tens, and how many ones I need to get my quotient here. Alright, it'll make sense as I move along. Step 2, label. Step 3, steps to divide. Here we go. I am going to look at my hundreds place. I'm going to use another color. I'm going to look at my hundreds place. Only my hundreds place, okay? So I'm going to divide. I'm going to divide 3 by 8. 3 divided by 8. You know what would make this a lot easier? That's right, you guessed it. If I had my multiples of 8 here, makes it so much faster. Fact families, you guys, so important. Just because we are going over multiplication this week doesn't mean you forget it. Guess what? You need it. They're married. Ooh, so I need multiplication. All right, so I'm going to sing my 8s here. And this time, I'm not apologizing for my singing voice. Sing with me at home, would you? And what's funny about this one is you're not really singing, you're chanting. Here we go. 8, 16, and 24. 8, 16, and 24. 32, there's more. 32, there's more. 40 and 48. 40 and 48. 56, you're doing great. 56, you're doing great. 64, 64. 72, 72. 80 and 88. 96. Woohoo! Here we are. You guys, I'm filming this on Monday. Don't judge. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I didn't have to go all the way to 12, but I did because the song goes there. All right, here we go. So I need to know how many times can 8 go into 3? 3 divided by 8. So if I have 1, 2, 3 dots, I'm going to say those are pieces of candy, and I'm going to divide them by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people. Can I do it? No, that's not fair. 2, 3. I only have 3. These 5 don't get anything. Sorry. No, I can't do that because we are equal. We are fair. We are a fair country. Equal and free. All right, so can 8 go into 3? No. 0. 0 times. It cannot. So big, fat, goose egg. All right, great. So step 1 to divide. Step 2, multiply the outside. So I need to multiply the outside. So it might help if you put a multiplication sign there. Remember, the dot can also mean multiply. Here we go. 8 times 0. 0. That's right. 0. And if it helps, you could just bring down these 2 zeros and then just focus on the one that's underlined, and 8 times 0 is 0. And then subtract. 324 minus 0, you guessed it. 324, yep. And final step, bring that whole number over and start over. But guess what? Now I'm looking at everything under here to the left. And now I'm looking at 32 now that I'm in my tens. I have 32 tens. Back to divide. 32 tens divided by 8 is what? Well, if I look over here at my handy dandy multiplication, multiples, then I could look for 32 and, oh my goodness, it goes into 32 perfectly with nothing left over. How many times? 4. 4 times. Bring this 0 down. Okay. Multiply the outsides. 8 times 4 is 32, or 8 times 4D is 32 plus a 0, 320. Woohoo. Step 3, subtract. 4 minus 0 is 4. 2 minus 2 is 0. 3 minus 3 is 0. And what do I have left over? 4. What do I do with that 4? Bring that over. Okay, if you have zeros in front of your number, you don't need to bring over those zeros. Okay, just bring over the 4. And boom. Back to the divide. 4 divided by 8. If I have 4 pieces of candy, can I divide that amongst 8 people? Can 8 go into 4? No, because 8 one time is already 8, and that's greater than 4. When your number outside, your divisor, is greater than any of these numbers, then it's 0. It can't. It cannot go in. 0. All right, what do I do? Multiply the outside. 8 times 0 equals 0. Subtract, and I get 4, and I'm done. Woohoo! Nope. Don't forget. Yep. Anything left over, that becomes your remainder. So if you notice, this is what? Expanded form. Just like my multiplication, I labeled it expanded form. So I have 40. Ooh, too bad. I should have put this a little bit more over. But my answer is 40, but don't forget your remainder. Remainder 4. 40, remainder 4 is my answer, right? You mean quotient. That's right. 40, remainder 4 is my quotient. And I'm going to double check that with some quick multiplication. Because I know that they're inverse operations, I know that I can check my answer by multiplying 40 times 8, and I should get 324, right? Let's check it out. 40 times 8. And this one's going to be very easy to check because I know that I could do 8 times 4 and get 32 and add a 0. 320! Huh? I'm supposed to get 324. Ah, that must be where my remainder comes in. If you have a remainder to check, you just add the remainder. And we got 324. What? Check your answer. Ba-boom. So 324 divided by 8 equals 40, remainder 4. So that means that I need 40 tables. Perfect. I love even numbers, right? Wrong. Now imagine you have 40 tables. And that sits, if you have 40 times 8, right? We went over that. 320 people. What are you going to tell those people, those 4 extra people, those remainders, when they don't have a seat? Are you going to tell them you are just a leftover? You don't matter. You can stand on the outside. No, you're not going to tell them that because we are a free country. Remember, we are equal. We are fair. So guess what? When you have a remainder and you have problems like word problems that are asking you what to do with the remainder, it matters. Remainders matter. Leftovers matter. Okay? So do not leave out your leftover. Don't leave out your remainder because guess what? The remainder is part of your answer. And guess what? If you tell me that your answer is 40, but you forgot that remainder 4, you'd be wrong. Because leftovers matter too. Remainders matter too. Enjoy your pie. Okay, really quickly, I did want to show you the baby area model like I promised. Except I did change the dividend this time because I think it went in there too perfectly last time. All right, let's do this. Same steps. Step 1. Draw area model. Step 2. Label area model. Here's where it's different. Instead of putting 364, my whole dividend in my hundreds place. Okay. So instead of putting 364 all in my hundreds place, I'm actually going to split it up into my each place value. So 1 digit per place value. So 3, 6, 4. Looks a little different. Don't panic. Same steps. And we know our 8's here, right? No. Let me write them to be safe. 8, 16, and 24, 32, there's more, 40 and 48, 56, you're doing great, 64, 80 and 88, 96, boom, 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 boom. All right, step 1, divide. See, it's not as confusing now that I don't have a bunch of numbers. Now I'm just looking at 1.
3 divided by 8. Can 8 go into 3? Like we mentioned before, when your divisor is greater than what your dividend, what number your dividend digit of your dividend you're currently looking at, it's 0. It cannot. 8 can never go into 3 unless we're working in decimals, and we're not. So 8 cannot go into 3, so I'm going to put a 0. Step 2, multiply the outside. 8 times 0, 0. Step 3, subtract, and I have 3. Step 4, bring that over. Now I'm looking at 36, okay? Back to step 1, divide. 36 divided by 8. How many times can 8 go into 36 evenly without going over? Okay, so 32, but then I have 40. Oh, but what's wrong with 40? 40 is over. You don't want to go over. You want to go as close as possible to the number without going over. So that's going to be 32, which is how many times? 4 times. Okay? Then I multiply the outsides. 4 times 8 equals 32. I subtract. 6 minus 2 is 4. 6 minus 2 equals 4. 3 minus 3 equals 0. I don't need to write that down. Next step. Bring it over. So now I have 44, and I'm going to divide again. 44 divided by 8. Again, I'm going to look over here and see how close I can get to 44 without going over. And I have 40 and then I have 48. But 48 is over. That's too far. Sticking with 40, which is how many times? 5 times. Multiply. 5 times 8 equals 40. Subtract. 4 minus 0 is 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. Bring that over as remainder 4. So my answer is 45 remainder 4. I'm still going to double check with multiplication. Since they're inverse operations, I can multiply my quotient by my divisor and add my remainder, and I should get my dividend. So 8 times 45, I'm going to split this up into 8 times 40. I know that's 40 because it's in the tens place. And 8 times 5. And 8 times 4 is 32 plus a 0 is 320. 8 times 5 is 40. Add them up. 360 plus my remainder, 364. Check. Boom. So you decide which one makes more sense to you, which one you like better. Area model, full version, or baby model. It's your choice. Now go enjoy your party.